Doc. I'm coming to get you.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last? I lied. Get off my plane.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass, and I'm all out of bubblegum.
John, I'm not gonna shoot you between the eyes. Shoot you between the balls.
The disease. And I'm the cure.
I'm gonna take you to the bank, Senator Trent. There can be only one.
Dead or alive, you are coming with me.
Yippee-ki-yay. I'm going to kill them all, sir.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome to a very Christmas special episode of Gimme Back My Action Movies, the podcast. I am one of your elves tonight, Charlie. With me, as always, is my other elf, Nate. Say hello to the people, Nate.
I'm an elf that thinks he's the big red one.
You are not the big red one.
Yeah, but I think I am. That's my disorder.
That's you have a disorder.
Yeah, I'm an elf with a disorder.
Okay, we'll just keep it at that. And next to my disordered elf over there is my bald elf, Pete. What's happening, Pete?
Hello, everybody. Oh, that was terrible.
That was horrible.
My voice no longer does that kind of thing. Good evening. I'm very excited to talk about this movie.
Fantastic. And we have another special guest with us tonight, a returning guest.
Yeah.
Anna, our Scream Queen, but let's see, it's got to be Christmas themed tonight. You can't be the Scream Queen tonight. What kind of, our Eggnog Queen?
Ooh.
Our Jingle Bell Queen? What?
Your ho 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 queen.
Oh, I was not going there, but
Children's
okay.
episode.
No, I was gonna say I was gonna be like ho ho ho. Hello, you guys.
No, now
Oh,
he's
okay.
got a machine gun.
Yes. Now I have a machine gun. Hello, y'all. Thanks for having me.
You're always welcome here. Always welcome. So yes, tonight we are doing our only Christmas special for the year. We decided no themes. We're a little burnt out of that. But we still had to do a action Christmas movie, and I will fight anyone who disagrees with
Adventure.
what I picked.
I wouldn't call it
Yeah.
action.
Oh, it's all action, baby. It's action.
Basically like the Indiana Jones of Christmas movies.
High adrenaline, high adventure,
Bad car
Snakes.
driving.
High stakes.
Snakes.
snakes, steak.
Snakes as well.
Yeah.
Once again, Indiana Jones.
That's right. You know, reindeer flying all over the place, walking on ceilings, man getting crushed by crate. No, this is an action movie, sir. We are doing Ernest Saves Christmas.
Dun, 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 dun.
We needed fanfare
Yeah, I
there.
thought for a minute there was going to be like, I don't know, jingle bells.
I'll be 100% honest. I was looking through all my old files and I was like, I thought I had jingle bells from something we've done. Didn't save it. So maybe I'll add it in post.
Like a send you Trumpet Christmas. You'd love that.
Trumpet. Okay, that's a
Well,
different.
first, he'd have to buy a trumpet because he doesn't own one.
That's right. I
Swear
thought we were going to get
God,
triangles.
Nate, you're lucky
Yeah.
you're on the other side of town, sir.
Yeah, and it's cold. It's dark at like 5:30, and you're not allowed to drive at night.
Pizza stigmatism starts acting up again.
It's a real thing, man.
It's getting to that point for me too, y'all. I'm struggling to drive at night these days.
It's like, why does everyone have their high beams on?
Literally, that's how I feel now. I'm like, God damn, turn your brights off. And it's usually they're not even on to begin with.
Why do all
It's just
these
their
lights have
runners are on.
sparkles?
All the sparkles, all the big halos around all the.
I like the
Lights.
blinky lights. All right. Well, let's get in the Christmas spirit and let's play the Ernest Christmas trailer.
In the past, there have been many traditional ways to celebrate Christmas. With songs, with gifts, with family and friends. There's a new way. Ho, 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 Bert. With Ernest. Ernest P. Worrell. He's back.
Know what I mean?
Back to save Santa.
Santa's in the slammer.
Look at those beady, twinkling eyes.
Back to save Christmas. Back back to save face.
You dead meat.
That's life for you. Isn't she a doll?
Ernest C. Worrell
Mr. Fungi.
in the mission they said couldn't be done.
On Comet, on Cupid, on Donder.
In the movie they said shouldn't be done.
Sophie, Scruffy, Blister.
You guys say you have a problem with reindeer?
Trim the tree, light the candles, deck the halls, and hit the deck. Cause Ernest P. Worrell's coming to town. And he's coming
With colorful cards and festively wrapped packages. Air brakes.
Ernest Saves Christmas.
To this day, air brakes cracks me up
it's a good
every
gag.
time.
I knew that was a Charlie
love
joke.
it.
I did
Kid
not swear.
friendly. Kid friendly.
Well, we made it 5 minutes.
Wasn't Nate the main culprit the last time we did this?
No, it was Anna.
Oh, well
Yeah,
done, Anna.
she unleashed it, and then that gave me the green light to go.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So real quick, I have to kind of break our normal routine, and I know normally we talk about a history with Ernest, but I have homework. But guess what? The homework isn't for us. The homework is for our listeners. Because if you
Pop
remember
quizzes are
back,
not my thing.
that's right, we know.
I got
If
so
you-
scared.
If you remember back to Ernest Scared Stupid when we covered that for Halloween, we found a trailer, and it was a horror
That's right.
style, like A24 Ernest Scared Stupid trailer. And it was amazing. It was amazing. Now, I found 2 trailers. I'm not going to play them here because they're way better visually when you watch them. So everybody can check it all out. I'll link them later. But there is one that they made another horror trailer strictly from this movie. Everything they added, like a real creepy sound effect, music to it. Got all like it comes off as Ernest is a serial killer and has kidnapped the girl.
Oh no.
And they make Santa sound like the doctor from Halloween.
Oh my gosh.
Like he's
Dr.
hunting.
Loomis. Oh.
Yeah, he makes him sound like Dr. Loomis hunting Ernest.
Oh my god.
All with clips from the movie.
6 personalities. He had 6 personalities.
It is so good. You have to go watch it. And the second one is I just happened upon this one. So you'll see as this episode drops, I will be dropping like the artwork and posts. I have been making Ernest Saves Christmas Die Hard crossover artwork for like 2 weeks now.
Yes,
And I've
you
been
have.
sharing it with everyone. I'm loving it. I'm having a blast. And I've had in my head, man, if I knew how to edit video, I would make a Die Hard Ernest trailer and
Ooh.
mash them together. Someone has done it, but I think it can be done better. But for now, someone has done it, and it's called Ernest Trailers. That's the name of the YouTube channel. And someone mixed Die Hard and Ernest Saves Christmas together.
We should make Dustin make a video.
I've thought about it. I really have.
Well, when he hears this, Dustin, I want you to
Make a
make an
video.
Ernest and Die Hard crossover video for Charlie for Christmas. Also, by the time this episode releases, you got 2 days. Actually, a day.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, it's out
good
now.
luck.
Now it's happening now.
Yeah, this is your Saw tape.
That's it. So that is the homework. I encourage everyone listening right now to please go to YouTube and watch these 2 trailers. They are amazing. I just had a smile ear to ear seeing how people have taken the same ideas I've had and created it. And I love it so much. So go watch those trailers. We'll have links and everything for them as we go. So now we can get back to our regularly scheduled programming, our history with Ernest Saves Christmas. And we will start with our guest, Anna. Anna, what's your history with Ernest Saves Christmas?
Well, I grew up watching Ernest Scared Stupid every Halloween. And I feel like I've watched more Ernest, and I thought this might be one of them. But after I watched it, yeah, I don't remember seeing this at all. So I'm pretty sure this was the first time watch.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
See, so you're what, an 89, 90 baby?
Mm-hmm. 89.
89.
January.
Okay. That's still, you would think that this would have been still
Yeah,
prevalent.
somehow. On
Yeah.
like TBS or something. Like it just.
Yeah, and it's possible I did see it, but I just don't remember. I don't
This
remember
has
anything
been that
from it.
long.
Yeah.
That's fair. It's just, I guess with me, where this has literally been in my rotation of Christmas as far as I can remember
Right.
watching Christmas movies, since this came out. But interesting. I dig it. Pete, brother, what's your history with Ernest Saves Christmas?
I was certain I had never seen this, and I'm like, boy, nothing about Ernest rings a bell. I mean, okay, so we did. I think I've seen Goes to Camp, and we definitely, of course, saw Scared Stupid, and I had no recollection of this movie at all whatsoever. And within the first 3 minutes of me putting this movie on, I'm like, I know this movie. I'm an idiot. Couldn't tell you when or where I saw it. It had to have been in my adult life because this was not something. I think I was a little aged out of this when it hit the theaters. When was this, like 86 or something?
88.
88, yeah.
Oh, 88. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
never mind. That was right where, I don't know. I never saw this in the theater, so let's not worry about that. It was so much fun to revisit it though, because the jokes, even though I definitely had seen it, they all rang brand new for me again. So that was a delight.
That's awesome. Nate, what's your history with Ernest?
I know I saw this at some point as a kid, just in like the most memorable thing probably being the reindeer. Because those two guys always cracked me up as a kid. So like their scenes like
Chuck
in
and Bobby.
Go to Jail, Scared Stupid, like they always like resonated with me. But I don't remember like when as a kid. It's just one of those like, oh yeah, Ernest movies just exist. I have no idea what the first Ernest movie would have even been that I've seen. Like I know a good chunk of the ones I've seen, and I remember like I think Rides Again is where I was like, oh, this is starting to like decline.
Yeah.
That's always a bad sign as a kid when your
you
kid
recognize
is
it.
also like, this is not good. But the most recent time that I had watched this was probably 4 or 5 years ago. Was over at a buddy's place, and we had put it on because we were talking about Scared Stupid in October, and it just made the logical sense to watch Christmas. And I remember falling asleep. Like I just remember being bored and like not into it. Now, watching it the other night, I still got some issues, but there's a lot of charm here. There's a lot of. I'm not the Christmas movie guy, man. I just don't like Christmas movies. It doesn't matter who. It doesn't matter what.
It's Ernest.
I know.
Ernest.
That's what makes this hard. I'm like, I gotta be nice to Ernest no matter what.
You do, yeah.
Yeah. Them's the rules.
Them is
National
the rules.
treasure he is.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna go poo-poo all over this.
You will not. I will
not.
kick you out of the recording.
Good. You should.
Anna will take your place.
I've been trying to get this to happen for so
He's
long.
trying to make that happen here. That's not the election we're doing.
It's not. I'm not. I come in peace.
And you'll go in pieces.
Don't use me as a sacrifice or like tossing me like here.
Pete's going around the office handing out flyers, little polls. Who do you like better? Check
Down
yes or
with me.
no.
Promises nap
Up with
time.
Yeah.
Nate smells, Anna sells. This is how it's going to work.
Charlie, you're up. You're a big Ernest guy.
Yeah, he's the Ernest guy.
Dude, I am the Ernest guy. I will start real quick with Jackie, because we were watching this last night, and she told me that she actually saw this in theater.
Wow.
So out of all of us, she is the one that actually got to see it in theater.
Nice.
Her grandma had took her.
Wow.
And
that's awesome.
She adores this movie. And like I was saying a little bit ago, I've watched Ernest every single year. This is part of my rotation of Christmas movies. I didn't go to theater, but I guarantee the second it was on videotape, my parents didn't even rent it. We bought it. And we have had Ernest forever. Just about every Ernest movie, Jail and Stupid and
See,
Camp.
that's what was nice about those being on the same like shelf as a kid, because I could just run over there and mom or dad would just grab whichever one was like available.
Yeah, it
'Cause
didn't
you
matter
just had
which
all
one.
these Ernest titles. And I mean, by that time, 94, 95, I'm 4 or 5 years old. So
It's the perfect,
or 6, 7, I don't know.
it
I'd be
keeps your
old enough.
yeah, it was the type of movie that could keep your attention, and they were
Yeah.
entertaining.
And once he returns, it's just like, oh, well, he seemed to like that one. We'll get him Slams Dunk next. Like, that's how it went with me. Yeah.
No,
It's not lost on the adults either. I mean, yeah,
No.
the kids are going to love the slapstick, and I don't want to say there's adult humor in it, but there's definitely some, I don't know, haymaker jokes here and
They're
there.
like clever jokes. That
kids aren't going to get, but aren't necessarily.
They're not
dirty.
They're not blue. Yeah, they're not
right in any way, shape, or form. Mhm.
Exactly.
It's just a good, solid like joke.
Yeah.
At the end of the day.
And that's what this was. This type of movie was definitely accepted, but with my mom, who's very, proper and stuff like that, and does not like coarse language or anything like that. Like Ernest that was the go-to. It was safe. It did. If Jim Varney was in a movie, that was allowed in the house, even up to like Beverly Hillbillies and stuff like that. It's like, oh, Jim Varney's in it, we can watch it. It kind of goes back, from. And I know, Anna, you have done not too long ago the Don Knotts and Tim Conway type things. And we grew up on those things. Like Tim Conway was a household name for us. I knew all of those movies and Don Knotts, and I kind of put Jim Varney with all of those, especially with that type of comedy.
Different generation, but 100%.
Well, yeah,
that's it's really funny stuff without being crass. Without being suggestive in any way, shape, or form. Just really good comedy.
And this one works for me so much better because Ernest isn't. I'm trying to think of the right word to say on this. In other ones, he's kind of always messing things up.
He's kind of played as like the idiot.
Yeah, the idiot.
Especially like in Scared Stupid, where it's like he's just the town idiot and.
Yeah,
he's paid no mind to.
Looked down on by everyone and stuff. But this one is, even though he does mess up some things, he's definitely like the hero of this. Like his plans.
He saves Christmas.
Yeah, he saved Christmas.
He's literally. Yeah, he did the thing.
Title drop.
The title of the movie. But it's like he gets Santa out of jail by a plan. He every time he does something, he succeeds in this movie, and I think I like that. I like that a lot with this one. He's not just taking. I can't think of the right word without saying something that just sounds way too mean for him.
He's still a bumbling buffoon, but he fails upward.
I guess, yeah.
And
I guess
he does.
He perseveres.
There's another very good word.
Perseveres, and he's everything he does is like wrapped around goodness. Like
he's
tired.
The butt of the joke.
Right there, that's better, Nate. I like that a little bit better.
Whereas like Scared Stupid, the town makes him out to be the butt of the joke. And there's even some stuff that he does in Scared Stupid where it's like, oh my God, like
why did you do that?
Yeah, where it's like, and we know that's not always Ernest. Like he's a very well capable person.
Yeah,
now,
exactly.
He's goofy.
Yeah, he's goofy. Like to that point though, one of my little kind of gripes in this is, man, that scene where he's in the dang sled and he's going all haywire. That's funny and all for like the first few takes, but then it cuts in and out and it keeps going back to it. And I was
it really
okay, I get it. He's struggling. Okay.
But it also gives me one of my favorite jokes from Ernest to show how capable he is, where he goes, "There's not a vehicle I can't drive."
That was funny, yeah.
They ain't made a vehicle I can't drive yet.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, it's one of my favorite scenes of the entire movie. That kind of comedy just cracks me up.
That's for the kids. That
really is, because the adult in me is like sinking further into my chair, just like, come on.
Yeah.
you can't watch these as an adult. And I don't mean you can't be an adult and watch them. You cannot sit there with the mindset
Well, and
of an
that's
adult
also the harder
and
part
watch
where
these.
I
Yeah.
have more of a love affair with Scared Stupid and like vividly grew up with that.
Yeah.
Where Saves Christmas, I have not. So it's so strange to like appreciate it, but also still kind of be a little bit more critical than what I probably would originally be because it doesn't have that soft spot in my heart like Scared Stupid.
I don't know.
I feel you.
Christmas was a big deal in my house, so it was an event. So especially, it's like now my kids have been watching Christmas movies on repeat since before Thanksgiving because they're within a push of a button, and boom, we're watching this. And it's fine, and I've watched every Christmas movie that exists, and there's some I hold off till it's way closer, but it makes me remember that we had a little like VHS cabinet and all the Christmas ones we had set in one corner, and you didn't touch that corner till after Thanksgiving. That's when we started. And even Jackie, she's brought a tradition from her family was Thanksgiving night. Everyone watches National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Heck yeah.
That's kind of like, heralding in the holiday, and that's what they do. So now that's what we do. We do not watch it until Thanksgiving night, and we watch it all together. But yeah, Home Alone has been on in my house 24/7. The Santa Claus movies 24/7.
Disney Plus is just getting those royalties right now.
Look, Disney Plus is just raking it in.
They're like, yes, we must feed the Tim Allen. Keep watching the Santa Claus.
And I have all these. They're all on DVD
It
somewhere.
doesn't matter.
But
The
it's
Disney
that
Plus.
push a button, and we're not paying for the one with no ads, so they're getting ad revenue from us too. So it's like, yeah, keep clicking it, Liam. Kick that movie every time, son.
Disney's like, yes, the Tim Allen, he will rejoice.
He must feed every December.
If we do not feed the Tim Allen, he will overtake us.
But I'd also grown up seeing the guy that played Santa in this movie. He had played Santa there was a TV show called Amazing Stories. It was kind of like an anthology.
Oh yeah, that was that Spielberg anthology.
Spielberg. They had the B-52 bomber with the cartoon wheels. Yeah, my favorite episode of that, honestly. But he played Santa in I think it's literally just called Santa 1985 or something like that. So yeah, he just looks like Santa. Like when Ernest looks at him and goes, "Man, you remind me of somebody," and he's like, "Santa?" And he's like, "Yeah." He's like, I get that a lot.
He was also the voice actor of the Sultan in Aladdin, who also happens to look a lot like
Was
Santa.
he the Sultan? That's awesome.
Oh,
poor guy's
a cute little fella too.
He is a cute little fella.
Yeah, I think that's
like
the best way to put it. He's just a cute old man.
Fella, he is.
Because he's just charming. Like him and Ernest are my two favorite things of this whole movie. Is just their presence together.
I got a question. If so, Santa's looking for a replacement. Why not Ernest?
Because here's what we're gonna do. I will give you the real answer to this, okay? Because I agree with you. This should have been Ernest. That's how it was originally written. Santa was looking for a replacement, and it was going to be Ernest, and Disney said no. They said, that just doesn't fit. Ernest doesn't fit.
We have other plans for Santa Claus down the road. You give us 4 years when we unleash the Tim Allen.
Tim Allen.
Then Ernest could have handed the baton to Tim Allen. They could have made a cameo in the Santa Claus.
No, because then that means Tim Allen would have killed him.
Yeah, that means Ernest would have fell off the roof. Yeah, exactly.
That's right. Yeah, you just made my heart like.
I forgot about that.
He tried to kill Ernest.
Yeah.
No, that's really what it was. They were trying to. They wanted it where he was gonna like take over for Santa Claus, and Disney said, "Nah, not today. We're not doing that."
I guess you're just not plump enough and jolly enough for us.
Yeah.
Now, the guy that is to replace him, Santa, in my head canon, if they made this movie today, that's David Harbour. Because if there's one person that I could picture as a really just nice, jolly Santa, is David Harbour.
You're
And
so
him
right.
playing that role.
He was Santa.
Yeah. Now that's why. That's exactly why.
Nate's over here going, I don't know why, but I could just
I don't
picture
know why.
him
That guy's just
as
such a good
Santa
Santa.
Claus. Because he was
You'd
in
excuse me,
Violent
eh?
Night.
I need to go watch Violent Night now that it's December
Didn't
again.
we even cover that
That's
one?
one I haven't seen. I need to watch
Woo!
it.
You
Oh,
need to
well,
see that.
You're gonna go. David Harbour is a really good Santa Claus, and Nate was absolutely right to cast him in the Ernest remake.
I'll keep you posted if I feel that way after I watch
Now,
it.
had he not already done Violent Night, I still do agree with you.
Yeah, that's
I
how
agree
good I
with
am
you,
at
yeah.
casting. So good
I
at
love
it.
him. He's Stranger Things. He's just amazing.
He's
He's
just
Like,
good
you don't think Jared Leto would do a good job as Santa?
Only
No.
urban legend version of Jared Leto.
The little kids, hey, have you been a good boy?
yeah, he'd be too much like the
Girl?
Joker.
He'd have
Yeah.
a grill. He'd be Santa Claus with a
With
grill
a
in his
grill.
teeth and green
He's
and
got-
white
He's got
beard.
face tattoos.
You have Mr. T chains.
Yeah, and it's a big old pendant of Mrs. Claus right there.
You.
He'd have Holly Jolly across his forehead.
Yeah.
Brass knuckles, but they're jingle bells.
Oh, golly.
I hate this.
I kind of like it.
You started it though.
Okay,
I know.
Who's got their AI bot going? Someone do
All
a
right.
picture of Jared Leto as Santa Claus.
Well, I've already done Ernest and Die Hard. But
Right.
I have some trivia.
Okay. I didn't read up on anything, so bring
Ernest
it on.
and Die Hard are in the same universe,
Yeah, what?
Well, we all knew that. Come on now, obviously, right?
but they are in the same universe. Okay.
Okay.
Did anyone recognize?
Is there a certain building in the background?
Nope.
No, this
but
isn't Orlando.
this movie opens with Santa taking a plane ride. Correct.
Uh-huh.
Santa's sitting next to a gentleman who's talking about business.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
That same gentleman is on another movie that
No.
opens on a plane ride,
No.
talking to another person about flying for the holidays.
Are you kidding me?
and tell someone about making fists
All right.
with your toes.
My
It's the
mind is
same
blown right now.
businessman.
What does this guy do if all he just flies around and does
He just
business?
flies and does business.
He's a
He's a
businessman.
businessman.
It is the exact same actor
Damn.
playing the exact
80s
same
executives.
role.
Yeah.
2 movies opening with Christmas themes, talking to the main characters.
Both came out
About-
in '88.
Same
Oh, my
same
God.
universe.
Yeah.
Ernest and John McClane could cross paths.
They could. You know what I mean?
Is
They
John,
could
on the,
save Christmas together.
is John on the
See?
good list or the naughty list?
Oh,
Well, he
God,
was-
for sure. He's
Oh,
got
somewhere
a
between.
gun.
That's
He
true.
was on the naughty list, but at the end of it, he's on
Oh,
the good list.
that's
Mhm.
sweet.
If you save enough lives, I think you just automatically get put on the good list.
Oh, how many lives did he save versus how many he took?
Well,
Where's
there was-
where's the balance?
There was way more hostages than terrorists.
Yeah, so it's really how it balances out. Or like
Right.
when he saves all of America, it's like, well, that's a lot.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
Yeah, he didn't save all of America. And I think that's one of them. He saves all of Russia.
Something like that.
Something weird.
I forget.
I don't
Yeah.
really remember.
But John McClane and Ernest are in the same universe.
All right.
I
That's
loved,
canon.
That's amazing.
Mark it down.
I
Now-
loved every bit of that trivia.
There is, I love the Santa in this. Now the guy that he's replacing it, I didn't get to finish that thought of just like I wish it was a different actor. I really love this idea, and I really like that this guy won't even curse in front of kids while
Oh,
filming a
I
movie
love
scene.
that. I love
Like,
that.
They have this right idea of Santa passing on the torch to the right person.
Mhm.
And in my head, I'm like, God, would John Candy be too popular at this point for
Hmm,
Ernest? Would he be
88?
too expensive?
Yeah, probably.
Because if you put
Mm,
John Candy in that
He's a
role,
A-lister.
yeah.
Even
Because at
think-
that point, I think Uncle Buck is already out. Like he's,
I-
a headliner at that point.
I think the issue not if let's erase not being able to afford him. Let's look at it as watching the movie. Would you believe John Candy turning it down though as a character? Like I have a hard time picturing John Candy turning him down.
Yeah.
I think that's the disconnect, because this is kind of a guy I definitely didn't know who he was as a kid.
No.
He felt very like just average Joe. You believe him turning it down. One, he doesn't believe, like, come on, this crazy guy's telling me he's Santa, I get to be Santa. It's why Santa Claus, they changed it to a card, kill the guy when he falls off the roof and now you're Santa. But I think too big of a name, you're not believing them turning Santa down.
That could be it.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, so let's
think you got
not talk
something
about John Candy anymore. Why aren't they getting Mr. Rogers in as Santa Claus?
Oh my God.
This guy is supposed to be this universe's Mr. Rogers.
That's
Yeah.
what I was feeling.
Because he talks
Yeah.
when Santa and Ernest, he's tying the tree on top of the car, because he's like, do you know a Joe Carruthers? He goes, no, name doesn't ring a bell. And I forget what the name of the kids show was. Ernest sings the song, the best 3 words are
Please and thank you.
Please and thank you. And so I was like, wow, it's very Mr. Rogers-y. So my guess is like, this is their kid show, Mr. Rogers. And that's just emphasized even more because he will not cuss around the kids. He's very wholesome, and the kids kind of are drawn to him during that audition too, which got him that part, so there's a lot of things where I feel like he is Mr. Rogers.
I just can't imagine a world, real or fictional, without Mr. Rogers in it. I don't want to think
like
about
that,
it.
That's too good.
Mr. Rogers and Dolly Parton. Nope. I don't want to. I don't want to exist. If they don't,
some kind of weird universe that shouldn't exist anymore.
Now we also live in a universe where I don't really care for Harmony either.
Oh, she's
the girl character in this. But Pete, I have a proposition for you.
Uh-oh.
Oh no.
Because I looked into her filmography.
Oh no.
So I'm like, what else has she been in?
All right.
And then I'm like, well, Pete does a podcast where he drinks good beers but watches bad movies.
Oh crap.
And then this unlocked a core memory of, remember when everyone was making a Lifetime movie about the Amy Fisher story?
Jeez, that's right. She's Amy Fisher.
She's Amy Fisher in Amy Fisher, My Story.
That's crazy.
So
that's like the main, like everyone remembers Amy Fisher movie.
That's
right?
like the go-to.
Yeah. Dude, that's so insane.
Good Beer, Bad Movie Night needs to cover this because, women fighting over Joey Buttafuoco is definitely, that pretty much wraps up the 90s.
A name I never thought I'd have to hear again in my entire
Who's
life.
played by quarterback legend Ed Marino.
Ed Marino? Do you mean Dan Marino?
Oh, shit.
I was like, is it Dan's brother? But did he play football too?
I know who Ed Harris is. I know who Dan Marino is, but I've never heard of Ed Marino.
Ed Marino. Was his dolphin also kidnapped in Ace Ventura?
I was so confident that was me. I was like, I know this sports thing. This is a sports thing I know.
Was he also trapped by a car and Will Smith stole it?
I think with Ed Marino, he's like, oh, for sure you got to buy this car.
Ed Marino definitely needs to buy this car. Not this one, though, because this one's messed up. He should definitely get the car just like this one.
This is why you don't take me to trivia night.
Pete goes, Ed, you mean Dan Marino?
Yes, he meant Dan Marino. I love it. I love it. Now, there was a little bit of trivia because I love reading the IMDb trivia. There was a little bit of trivia, and yes, this is our kid friendly. As much as I'm trying to beat it into these three's heads that this is kid friendly.
Hey, I've been very good tonight. I'll have you know.
But there was some trivia that I read that I was like, oh crap! The girl that plays Harmony, she had to have essentially what I read between the lines as a chauffeur around the set because she was real friendly with the crew of the movie.
This is like the opposite.
She was 16.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, that's really bad. That's the complete opposite of Billy on the Predator set where they needed bodyguards around him.
It was bodyguards to protect everyone from Billy.
him. Yeah, like
They
you
were
know, the
also
old,
trying to protect the crew from Harmony.
I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me. Scenario. The old
So
Billy.
Give the old Billy. Oh yeah, so I read that and went, well, that's not as kid friendly as I was hoping it was going to be. But that's okay. You know what? You know, everybody is.
But she did grow up to play Amy Fisher.
She did.
Good
Silver
for her.
lining.
With Ed Marino. Yeah. No, she wasn't in Silver Linings, Pete. That was a totally different show.
Yeah, no, that was Jennifer Lawrence.
Yeah,
It was a
I just
playbook.
said it was a silver lining. That's a good movie, though.
I was poking at Pete, but that was
I know.
totally fine.
Yeah.
I follow.
Do you? Because Nate sure
No,
as
I
hell
don't.
has it. He is gone.
What's new?
I pick a Christmas movie and he just goes to pieces for some reason. But I try to make it earnest. Still, he goes to pieces.
It was still.
Then he references one of the Christmas movies he's enjoyed in the last 3 years. Totally forgot about it. I don't know what's wrong with you, son. It's just
All I know is after this recording, I get to get off here and go watch Violent Night, and I have a great time.
Time well spent.
that is one on my that's not on Disney Plus that hasn't been played to death yet.
It's not on Disney? Interesting.
So I
Children,
will also,
what about this Santa movie?
gather round, children, gather round. Let us tell the tale
Get
of
Father his living room hammer while you're at it.
Santa and the remake of Die Hard 2. All right. I think it's time for a commercial.
It's a great idea.
You want a war? Well, you got it right after this.
Guys, we've been doing this thing for a while, and I think it's about time we make a trailer.
Yeah.
All right, so here we go. Let's get this thing. All right, ready? All right, what's going on, everybody? We are Dissect That Film. I am Brett.
I'm Dan.
I'm Angela.
And we... Oh, wait, guys. I have an even better idea. What if we had somebody with an epic voice sell our show in a way that our show actually isn't? What do you say?
Yeah.
Sounds perfect.
All right, let's go. Let it rip.
Your host, Parker, Dan, and Angela slice and dice their way through the good.
If it bleeds, we can kill it.
The bad.
You brought the devil!
There's a devil inside everyone.
And the ugly movies you love.
And you can't piss on hospitality. I won't allow it!
Hold your favorite films and franchises tight, because they aren't safe. In fact, it's already too late. It's time to dissect that film.
I wish our show is what that guy just said. But you know what? If you want to listen to our awesome show, Dissect That Film, you can listen to us on YouTube and on your favorite podcast apps every single Friday, where we talk about all the wonderful films, good, bad, or ugly, as that epic dude said back there. So until next time, I'm Brett.
I'm Dan.
I'm Angela.
And we'll see you all again next time.
I didn't come here to talk. Lucky for you, they did.
All right. So this in exchange with Nate and the Ed thing, and then Pete correcting him, also got me thinking of my two favorite characters in this movie. Because I have my own Chuck and Bobby here, and I love Chuck and Bobby in the Ernest movies. And it's this movie where they're looking at the bill of lading, and he goes, that's an M?
It's an M.
V. There
M.
you go. V. It's a Dan. It's Ed. Dan, Ed. Dan, Ed. But I just found out today, I was reading on them, that they are from the same agency that got Ernest his start in commercials.
Oh, really?
Dang.
Yeah. So it was kind of wild that they kind of in this same vein of working together, coming from the same place. I really enjoy these two characters, though. They're two of my favorites, aside from Ernest. That
They remind me a lot of the classic vaudevillians, Abbott and Costello, Laurel and Hardy, even Benny Hill and his short, bald guy that he always had in those sped up comedy routines. The two, their comedic timing with each other through all these movies. And I don't know, were they only in these movies, the two of them?
They were in camp.
Yeah, they were definitely in
and
Scared Stupid.
jail and Scared Stupid.
Yeah.
And I don't think. Let's see. I don't think Chuck is in jail. I think Bobby's the only one in jail because he's the security guard that doesn't talk.
But their comedic timing it's just gold, and I want more of them. I don't think I've ever seen them interact with. Well, no, that's not true. Ernest did interact with them in this film, but it was very late, and it was a great build-up. Just their facial expressions, how they ping pong off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a joy to watch. It really feels like an old vaudevillian stage show where they're just hamming it up for the crowd and everyone's just eating out of their hands.
Right. And this is just the kind of comedy that just has always tickled me since I was a kid.
Mhm.
I love that, especially Bobby. Bobby just has that an unusual face. I'm not saying ugly or anything like that, but he just has an unusual face to him that you just look at him and you want to laugh. And then he just does over exaggerated facial features. And like, he doesn't normally talk, but even in this one, he talks a little bit more, but it's just that real quick saying something. Then they drop the crate on him and they finish the joke when they're driving it across the tarmac and he's stuck to the back of the crate.
It's over. He's Looney Tune pancaked. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, and Chuck with his eyes going back and forth with the sound effect, and the reindeer sticking to the ceilings and stuff.
Opening up the umbrella.
The
just
umbrella is a fantastic sight gag. Because you're like, why an umbrella? Oh,
yeah.
Deer's poop. That's exactly what it is. It's a poop joke without being crude, and that is the beauty of these movies. Is they don't have to rely on being crude to make kids laugh. And
right.
I wish it would get back to that, because I admit we grew up in the Nickelodeon age of,
I was
Ren and
just
Stimpy.
thinking that, Charlie.
Yeah, and MTV, and then I watched some of the garbage, and I will literally say garbage my kids watch on cartoons, and I'm just like, this isn't even
I'm guessing
anymore.
this kind of humor is way harder to write than the more crass.
Oh yeah, definitely. Because you got
humor of I don't want to sound like the old guy, but back in my day, well, you did have even Looney Tunes was a little randy here and there.
Yeah,
eyes bugging out of the wolf's skull.
Ernest, you need a writer's room full of just like dads, just being
just dad jokes,
doing dad jokes nonstop of like.
Just open up, get a 600-page dad joke book and make a movie out of it.
Yeah. Hi, I'm hungry. I'm Dad. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, exactly. That's not that I've ever made that joke or anything like that.
Oh no.
Yeah, so no. And I think you have to have the right comedy performer to
right
even pull off
persona.
the persona. And Chuck and Bobby are it, hands down. It's like they were just molded out of clay for these two characters. They, aside from Ernest, they're my other favorite things about Ernest Saves Christmas and Ernest Scared Stupid. I wish they'd had they got a pretty good amount of screen time in this movie.
A lot, yeah.
They got
They
quite
even
a
got end credits.
They did get an end credit.
Yeah.
The Easter Bunny. was that E-N? E-N. Easter Bunny. Oh, I love it. Can you imagine if we got Ernest, Saves Easter or something like that? Like,
Well,
they just kept
the
doing
way
through the holidays.
That was foreshadowed at the end of it. I'm surprised we didn't get a few
We were
more,
all
because
hoping.
we did Halloween as the next one.
Yeah,
because of Scared Stupid flopping so hard. That's probably where they went. All right, no Easter Bunny.
Yeah, it did flop pretty hard. And honestly, I think this one is the most profitable that they ever did.
I wonder when exactly this came out in theaters. Was it November or December, like during the Christmas time?
I don't know, but we have a research person that could find out for us.
We do have a person on standby
Sure do.
who always is ready.
Every time we say something like this,
Nate, you are correct, sir. You are correct, sir. It came out November 11th, 1988. So just in time for the Christmas season.
Ah, thank you, fact checker.
You're
Anna.
amazing.
Yeah.
You're better than Google. You're Anna.
Shucks.
Hey, let's Anna this.
Yeah. Let's Anna check it. Anna check it. But that's to me, that's when Christmas movies should be coming out. Along with when Halloween movies should come out, should be like September or right at the beginning of October. Why, for some reason,
Why are we getting Nosferatu on literally Christmas Eve?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, look, hey, Scream was a Christmas movie. You
I'm
got
down
to
with
give
it.
the horror lovers something at the holidays, too.
I am day one at Nosferatu. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah, me too. I'm
It's like
excited.
when a
It's just like,
Halloween movie
that's
comes
weird.
out in May, it's just like,
yeah,
that's true.
weird.
Yeah.
'Cause I think H2O came out during the summer, I want to say.
It did.
It was like a
'cause
summer blockbuster.
Yeah.
Because I went to the theater and watched H2O. I remember it was the summertime when I watched that. It was hot. But yeah, I don't know. Like this one came out in the perfect time. If you want to make money, Hollywood, just release the movie when it's freaking timed to happen in the movie. Even if it's winter in the movie, come out somewhere around wintertime. Immerse your audience a little bit. I don't know. It just don't come out in May, like Nate said, and celebrate Christmas.
For instance, like right now we've got Gladiator 2 coming out the same weekend as Wicked, and it's November. And it's like,
Yeah.
why? Well, December now, but November when it came out. So it's like, why did you not release Gladiator 2 in July, like in the middle of summer as a summer blockbuster? Because then you would have had everyone in the country flock to the movie theater. And now everybody's going to sing, which I
What was the big movie this year, though? Maybe they didn't want to go up against it. What was there a big blockbuster this summer? Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Wolverine.
Oh,
Yeah,
Deadpool Wolverine. Yeah. They released it properly.
Twisters too. It was pretty big.
Yeah,
Well,
wisely, I think they delayed this till November. That
It's
makes a lot of
because
sense.
movies aren't geared to compete with one another again like they were back when we went to the movies all the time. Back then, blockbusters could fight
But
them.
also
each other.
Hollywood, I'm going to see these movies anyway in the theater. I don't have to go see one or the other.
Like
I might not
last
see
year,
them in the same
though,
weekend.
Last year during the summer was Oppenheimer and Barbie. So
Yeah.
like
What a
you
time to
could
be alive.
still do like
that I felt like they got away with that because they're so drastically
Very different.
different, even though it turned into and it also turned into a meme. And
Yes.
once you get meme culture involved, it's not about whether the movies were good. It's all about the meme and making
which
a video.
Is why Morbius allowed Madam Web to happen. And then
It-
Madam Web allowed Craven to happen.
Hey, I want to see Craven.
I do too
Hey, man.
because hello,
I want
Aaron
to see
Taylor
Craven
Johnson.
as well because it's just cool that Craven's getting a movie. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
But it's
Is
gonna
that
be
the Aaron Taylor Johnson from
Yeah,
Godzilla
it- yep.
2014?
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he's
Bullet
awesome
Train.
in Bullet Train.
He's
Bullet
nice to look
Train.
at, but
Yeah,
can't
in
act
Bullet
his way on
Train.
a paper
Yeah,
set.
he's gotten way better at
Look,
acting.
okay, good. That
He's-
makes me happy.
Yeah,
'cause
he has gotten way
he was
better. But
terrible in that movie.
Meme culture gave us Morbius twice in the
Yeah.
movie theater, Nate.
because they thought Morbius was going to be a hit the second time around because of the memes.
And
bad.
the audience convinced them, hey, so we totally forgot you put this out, but if you put it back in the theater, we'll
still go
definitely go
there."
watch it.
And
And
then-
they did. And no one went and watched it for a second time.
Which shows how
So
dumb Sony is.
they are.
But then I gotta say,
so
Madam Web
stupid.
is like the best worst movie of the year. Like it's in 2 minutes into it, you're like, oh wow. I didn't
Yeah.
think a movie could do this so bad.
That
But here
quick?
we go.
I
Yeah.
didn't watch it. I didn't watch
I
it.
haven't
2
seen it.
minutes. It's so worth it on Netflix.
If Sydney Sweeney couldn't save that movie, no one could. Okay.
I know, and I love
The
her.
spider suits. They're not even in the spider suits at all.
Adam Webb
But
is
they-
in there.
Was it
What-
5
okay, what-
seconds?
For the
They're
whole
in it.
movie?
They're in it for under 60 seconds total.
Under 60 seconds.
and
yeah.
they're both visions. They're not even actual
Oh, good
scenes.
Lord.
Say what?
So they don't
But
count.
they made the suits though.
but they
They,
made
they took promo shots and they were
and
like all over the internet.
trailers. All the trailers
Yep.
was them in their suits. and it doesn't happen at
That's
all.
less than a minute.
Which
And I'm
is
talking
why-
way less than a minute.
Are y'all serious right now?
That's why you have to see
I don't
the
know.
movie.
I haven't seen it. This
Yeah,
is-
because
you're not selling it to me, Nate. I'm not.
oh
That's
no, it is.
awful.
I got other stuff to watch.
It's a really good bad movie.
Look,
I got
don't
Jason
start-
X to watch here.
Don't
pretty
start
soon.
talking about stuff you need
Facts.
to watch. And I got way too much after Anna and I spent an hour convincing you to watch a movie. Okay. And this is kid friendly, so we can't get into it yet. But on the horror episode next week, we're getting into this. So everyone be prepared. that
Yeah,
Anna
you're
and
grounded.
I are going to rake Pete over the coals for a few
Oh,
weeks.
I had a banger of a weekend. Anyway, we should
Yep.
talk
There
about
were
this
so
movie.
many good movies.
I saw 4 that were bangers. and
That's a good weekend.
You're
Okay.
welcome.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're
So-
welcome.
I will still stand by my original selection. I watched it and it was wonderful.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll get into those when it's
Kid friendly
non-family.
movie. I can't tell you what movie it was.
Nope, totally
Nope,
can't.
nope.
Not even a little bit.
Definitely not. No.
I think you'll get in trouble.
Probably would.
Mhm.
Probably would. All right.
Podcast
so,
police to get you.
podcast police. Is that thing? We would have been arrested a long time ago. But no, Ernest Scared Stupid, man. It's a pretty generic story, of Ernest helping Santa get to the guy that's supposed to replace him. And is it a great written, directed movie? No, it's an Ernest movie.
It's an
man.
Ernest movie.
It's one of those that I am just unapologetic about.
I don't
it.
care.
I love this
The
movie.
gag where he is like, I'm trying to find Santa Claus. She's like, who? He's like, I'm trying to find Santa Claus in front of the kids. He's like, trying to find Santa Claus. And then they all start laughing at him. He goes, oh, yuck it up, because I'm friends with the guy.
Love it, man. And I don't know, a lot of this was you guys watching it for the first time in a while or at all. If you watch it multiple times, you start noticing every time Santa walks past a kid, that
He
kid
winks.
react. Well, no,
Yeah.
the kid even reacts.
I did
to-
notice that a little bit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Can sense it.
They just
the,
have
the
this
magic
like
or whatever.
ability.
Yep.
Mhm.
So there's this instant like recognition and
Child
it's just
innocence. That's why
childlike
Nate
and-
doesn't like Christmas. He's never been innocent.
That's the problem. That might be
You
it.
came out bad. You
How
came
much
out
do
the
you
chute
want for
bad.
this therapy session?
You're welcome, Nate. You're welcome. This was free and you got to watch a cool movie. So you're welcome.
Wow, that's usually not how this works out at all.
I know.
See? We're the best kind of therapy. Podcast
There was
therapy.
no tears involved.
Not yet.
Nope, not yet. Yeah, not yet. We're not done yet.
You're
But-
right.
And we would be remiss if we don't talk about Ernest and his alter egos, which I feel like while I loved the whole assault in Scared Stupid because he does the ottoman, the aunt Nanla, whatever her name is. This one, like he's like master of disguise in this movie. Because he goes in as the old lady, and I forget what the actual that character has a name, and I forget
Yeah, they
it.
all have names.
But she goes in as Joe Carruthers' mother, and even Pete was laughing about today. We were going back and forth in the chat. Is I just walked from the airport, so I'll be dead soon.
She says it at the end of whatever she was saying, and it just was kind of a throwaway joke, and
Yeah.
it made me laugh so hard.
That's like I want more of the characters in this movie. Like I feel like we're robbed of it because this is taken a little bit more serious.
If you get too much, you'll get tired of
Yeah.
them, like Anna with
It's
her
true.
screaming on the sleigh.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
those characters are leaving you wanting more.
You can-
I
I
like more of this.
The Vern character was great.
Oh,
I
doing
love that
that-
Vern's in this.
Yes.
That is one of my all-time favorite bits because that was the commercials.
Yep.
Where
Yep.
he goes to Vern's house, but having this one, the
Destroys his
promo,
place.
the promo for Saves Christmas is with Vern in the hospital, and I think it's where he knocks him off the house, putting up Christmas lights, and then he goes and visits him, and obviously he's like in traction. And it's from Vern's perspective, and like Ernest leans on his broken arm and the broken. I mean, it's just that level of comedy. But I love every bit of it. He did have I think we talked about it in the Scared Stupid. He had a television show for a little while, and it was kind of like a bit comedy thing. And a lot of the characters are in that. Like they'll have whole segments of the characters he's created over the years. But my favorite's the Snake Wrangler. To this day,
God,
I
the Snake
still
Wrangler's so good.
Pythons. Yeah, the pythons. Hollywood, they always want the pythons. That's it. They get all knotted up and they suck at you and they just look at you and they get you. Ah, yeah.
That's where Jim Carrey learned his.
You're right.
facial
He's very
movements.
much master of disguise at this compared to Scared Stupid, where
Yeah.
they're just altered egos. They're
they're
like, why
alter
are these
egos.
people showing up? Because even the town's like, what's he doing?
Yeah. You just have to picture he's running around changing outfits the whole time he's fighting trolls. And he has all of these things ready. But now in this movie, though, he has all these outfits in the truck.
Yeah,
Because he has
they're
the
ready
old
to go.
lady outfit and the walker. He walks out with the neck brace and everything. It worked. I know where to go next. And then he's like the snake guy, and he puts the sign on the side of the truck with stickers. You know, it was Appaloosa snake wrangling or something.
Which tells me that he
Backwards
also has a career where he's one of those guys that goes around and goes, you got served, and hands them court paperworks.
Oh, could
And
you
sometimes
imagine?
they dress up as disguises to like, I'm just a regular daytime lawyer. Served.
Surprise!
Served.
You thought I was a cook wearing this apron. I don't work here at all. Served.
Can you imagine your waiter walks up to you, have waters, Coke, everything. Okay, gets right. Can I take your order? Okay, you'll have the fish and it's fries. Oh, by the way, you're served. Or you wait till you do the bill. You let them eat first. And he's like, oh, we're ready for the bill. And you put it in the serve paper. He's like,
Yep.
here you go.
Like, you just got served by the best.
All right.
You got
so now-
served by the server.
You
I
ready?
don't like
You ready for this, Charlie? Ernest
I'm
P.
ready.
Worrell, Private Eye. It's time to write this movie.
Dude, how did they not do that? A noir Ernest movie?
Oh
Could
man.
you
Him talking
imagine?
about the finest dame
It's
to
all in
walk
black and white.
Yeah.
And-
Cigarette
Yes.
smoke. Just cigar smoke everywhere.
No, but no one's actually smoking. It's just smoky in the room.
yeah.
Right. No one's actually taking a toke. It's just
Yeah, because
all
Ernest
foggy all the
famously
time.
Would not
died
smoke.
he died from lung cancer.
Yep.
But refused to ever have his picture taken with a cigarette in his hand. So because he was a role model for children, and he refused it. But that would be the greatest joke of it's just always smoky and you never know from where. It would be great.
The added aesthetic.
Yes.
Mhm.
He's got the hat, everything. He doesn't use a gun. You come up with some other.
He would have
Oh,
to
he's
have
got
that classic
contraptions.
gumshoe outfit, though.
Yeah.
That I forget what
Oh,
the hat
you
is
meant
called.
Slicked hair.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Jacket.
Oh, if you want to see Ernest with slick hair, watch Ernest Goes to Jail because there is an evil Ernest in that.
Mm.
It will be on the podcast one day.
Like
Okay.
the United
Oh,
States
okay.
Ernest with the hand.
Well, that's Dr. Otto where he's
Oh,
got the hand doing this. No, Ernest Goes to Jail is kind of like the Kermit the Muppet movie where there's an evil Kermit and then the real Kermit has to go to jail.
Manhattan.
Yeah. And this one is the real Ernest gets blamed for a bank heist and the evil Ernest takes his place at the bank. Might have been the Great Muppet Caper.
Might have been Great
Been one
Muppet
of
Caper. Yeah.
But yeah,
I bet we had. Let's Anna that.
she's
Yeah,
is
we
like,
got Anna
guys,
that.
you're killing me.
She dives over her microphone. Clang,
There's
clang.
there's some
What was
kinks
the
in
question again?
operating
I'm
system.
I
sorry.
forget. Evil
which
Kermit.
which
Great Muppet
movie
Caper
had
or Muppet
the-
Steak Manhattan. I think it's Great Muppet Caper, Charlie. I think you're right.
Also, but wasn't there a newer one where he was an evil Kermit? Like,
Ooh, I don't know.
There's
with-
the meme.
well, yeah, there's the meme, the do it. But there was like a newer one where it was like an evil because it had like all the people from SNL in it.
The Great Muppet Caper.
Aha,
the Great
that's
Muppet
number
Caper?
3. Yeah.
What was the most recent one though? Because there was another one where it.
Oh, with like
there's-
Ricky Gervaisi.
I think so.
I think it was just
yeah.
called Muppets.
It might have
Yeah,
been
the Muppets, something like that.
the Muppets. Okay. I don't know. I need to catch up. Again, another movie that's been on constantly is the Muppet Christmas Carol in my house.
Marley loved
Arguably
that
the
when she was little. the
I-
cartoon.
Christmas movie of all time.
I'm not complaining.
Mhm.
I love that movie, and I will watch it every time the kids have it on. I'll just be like, "Well, I guess I'm watching this now," and I will sit down and watch. And if anyone doesn't know, Disney Plus has the extended version, but you have to go into the menu and click the extended version to get the song, and there's a couple of scenes that are extended. And the only way they were available originally was on the VHS.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I had the VHS and we would watch it. Then we got the DVD and we're like, where's the song? Because Scrooge sings with the girlfriend when love is gone or something like that. And then when you watch the DVD, it's gone. And then Disney Plus, it was gone. And enough people complained that they put the other version on as an option. And now you can see it and watch the whole thing, which is the way to watch it. Don't cut the Muppet Christmas Carol. What's wrong with you?
What's wrong with you?
Stupid. No. Ernest. What was I talking about? Yeah. He went to jail. And the guy's awesome. He had slick back hair. And it's kind of like that's the only real difference is his hair slick back. And everyone's like, you look different.
Hey, speaking of jail, whenever Santa's in jail and he's got all the prisoners singing Christmas songs, I thought that was funny. Like he goes in and kind of softens them up a little bit with some Christmas spirit.
The guy with the solo, and he's got his hand out the
he's conducting
Yeah, he's a couple of cells down the block.
Yeah. And then all of the other prisoners' hands come out clapping.
It's such
wholesome. Okay,
This is funny.
He's like, Ernest walks in as the guy from the government, and he's like, "You're not Santa Claus." And that one dude stands up. He is Santa Claus.
He's defending him now.
It's spreading. Contagious hysteria or something or another. I love it. I love it, man. I could watch this movie again right now. I actually did watch it twice before the show because it's a comfort movie for me, man. There's absolutely nothing I don't like. I love the ending. It's obviously the elves show up, which is awesome, and they're the more crass character of this thing. They call Ernest stupid. They're like really giving him a ton of crap, especially when he blows the tires. And then you're like, how are we going to get out of here? And he goes, I got an idea. And like Nate goes, I don't think Big Red's going to like this very much.
I did love too how he kind of didn't realize he was signing up for this horror movie in a lot of ways, or maybe he didn't expect it to be as violent as it was.
Was it Christmas Sleigh is what it was called?
Yeah, Christmas Sleigh. And Santa was like, you said it was going to be Christmas Sleigh. And he goes, Sleigh, S-L-A-Y.
Again, another great scene. Yeah, when the alien runs around and terrorizes children, and Santa goes, terrorizes children and punches the dude in
pops
the nose.
The director square in the eye.
But he gives him an old timey punch, not like a cock back. He gives him one of those like quick ones.
It's that quick jab. It's that 6-inch Bruce Lee punch. He's like,
that pop.
He's not looking to knock him out. He's looking to teach him a lesson. That's the difference.
Oh, it's so.
But I also think like an 80-year-old man throwing any sort of punch is kind of hilarious.
That's until you find out that he's the Golden Glove
champion.
Yeah,
this is a good point.
Navy in 1947, and you're like, I still don't want to take that punch. There's a video rolling around of a robbery in a gas station, and it was an old man standing behind the guy holding the place up, and under it goes, robber is holding it up, but unbeknownst to him is the Golden Glove champion from whatsoever year.
Oh no!
And this old man tunes him up, just beat crap out of him.
One knuckle sandwich to the chin, that guy goes down. You know how to throw a punch. You can knock somebody out pretty quick.
It was way better than Tyson and Jake Paul. I'm just saying.
I didn't see it. You can mark me safe from watching stupid.
No, you should have watched the other fights.
Yeah, the other fights were amazing.
Those were great. I didn't watch the first one, but the second two.
Yeah, second and third fight were fantastic.
Yeah,
because they were actual boxers that could box.
That girl had a third eyelid.
Yeah.
Oh.
Then you have Jake Paul, who's just a circus guy and does circus sideshows.
Again, kid friendly. I can't say what I actually think about him. So that's totally fine. Anyway, we digress. All right, I say we get into the things. All right. I'm playing the drops, but obviously.
Jeez. Hey, kid show, man.
This is a kid
Ow.
show.
Leave anything
You
for
can't get
us.
any reindeer bells or
Bodies.
something? Come on.
I know.
Jingle, jingle, jingle.
We didn't have it in the production value this year, like the production.
It's not in the budget?
Yeah,
What are you-
remember?
what are you talking about?
We had to get 2 different types of bats. Then there was an eagle that
Did you
Charlie
not-
put on the
Eagle.
budget.
That
I
was
spent
the
a
one
lot-
that blew the budget off.
Yeah.
A lot of money on that
So
eagle.
the BBC has their entire library of sounds open for free to the world.
Yeah, but also
That's-
that's the problem. The bandwidth got used so much when we had to use some
heaven's sakes.
archive website to watch some superhero movie
Hey!
back in February.
That was
So
2 years.
that
Oh, no, that
also
wasn't
hurt
true.
the budget.
Yeah.
Used
It
a
just-
lot of the bandwidth.
Just wasn't happening. So we got to work with what we got. Okay. Just,
Yeah.
Just
Y'all
imagine
got
this
hacked
problem.
too, remember?
We did. I
But
spent
yeah, there
a
was
lot
magical
of money
spells.
on firewall protection that didn't
Yeah.
work. I'm still fighting with the company. To get
Y'all been struggling this year.
It's been a really, really
It's
rough
been a
year.
challenging 2024.
I left the
Yes.
podcast for a
Yeah.
bit.
I mean,
Um,
all our sponsors dropped the second Nate left. So
Mhm.
it was amazing. And, the cleanup after an eagle for that whole month.
It's
Way
turned
You had to
out.
pay for a cleaning crew to come in.
I did. He eagle-eat all over the place, man.
I brought my umbrella, so I was okay.
Yeah, you were totally fine.
Mhm.
Yeah. All right, body count 0. There is no body count
There's no body count.
whatsoever in this. So, what did we decide we were doing for this bit? What we
What
all
our favorite
forgot.
reindeer was.
Oh, that's right.
I thought that was for the favorite kill would be favorite reindeer. What was the other one?
Don't remember.
What are we doing right now?
Well,
this is body count.
Oh,
Well-
wait, you're supposed to guess
Oh,
how
that's
many
right.
the population.
Oh, the population.
Anna, have you
Unfortunately,
found that?
I failed you guys.
There's a
Well,
lot of operating
okay.
system errors with this new search engine we've been using. Like,
So I watched this one time, actually twice. I did put it on before after I got home today, but I wasn't like calculating how many kids they said. So then we get on here and I'm like, oh, I volunteer. Yeah, I'll look that up. No problem. Google's never done me wrong before. Well, dang it, it did me wrong today. And I could not, I literally found the script, found the part in the script where it mentions that. And there's no numbers. It's a comma and a dot, and the numbers are gone. So I'm
What?
sorry to report back to you guys as a failure.
so our
One segment is
spectacular
null
failure.
this week.
our search engine
I
has
wouldn't
a
have it any
malware.
other way, Anna. This is the best failure we could ever have. Thank you so much. Smooches, hearts, yes.
Oh my goodness. Charlie's just shaking.
The
his
last
head.
3 numbers were 143.
So now we should do the
The
reindeer
first
bit.
number was a billion.
One.
So
It was 1 billion
If
something
Charlie
something
finds
something.
it, I'm resigning.
There's a 7 somewhere in there. Probably a 5.
Probably.
I could have watched the movie again and just wrote it down.
That's
if
what
I
I was like at the very end somewhere.
We also came up with this idea about an hour and 18 minutes ago, and that was the problem.
This is not Anna's fault.
Yeah, we
whatsoever.
forgot
not.
it
It's
about
absolutely
an
not.
hour and 15 minutes ago. We forgot.
This was Charlie's like, hey, we didn't. There's no one that dies or anything in this. What do we do? How about we guess how many kids he actually said? Because we all forgot. Good bit, guys. All right, let's
Okay,
talk
moving
about our
on.
favorite reindeer.
Yeah, but they were all bad.
Nate, this is your bit. What's your favorite reindeer?
Well, he's not in the movie, but it's Rudolph. 'Cause
Oh.
he's the outcast, so he counts. Like
Nate
everyone,
can
like he
relate.
got his own song.
His
He
own
got his own
movie.
movie.
Yeah.
Jinx.
All right. Well, if Nate gets to pick Rudolph, then I get to pick Chet.
Who's Chet?
From the Santa Claus Part 2. He's the one. He's the crazy reindeer that can't fly, and he's the only one left to
Chet.
help. It's
I
Chet.
don't remember this. I don't know if I've seen part 2.
Part 2 is the superior of
Oh.
all of the Santa Claus movies.
What? Part
He
1's
has
like
Part 1.
such a good movie.
After you
So
see
good.
Part 2 and Part 3, Part 1 is like, I wish this would hurry up so I can watch Part 2 and Part 3. Part 2, he has to get married, and he only has like 24 days. It's amazing, and it's the desantification process. He starts to desantify. It's great, And then part
His
3
cholesterol goes
has
down. He
Jack Frost
gets
in
his
it,
hair back.
and
Yeah.
it's Martin Short as Jack Frost.
Yep.
Weirdly
And-
enough, part 2 and part 3 are based on true stories in Tim Allen's life.
It probably was. You just replace all
Very
of the
weird.
snow with cocaine.
Right.
Yeah.
Totally
And he
was.
still was forced to get a wife.
I meant pixie sticks, kids. Pixie. All right, Pete, what's your favorite reindeer? These bits
Oh.
are terrible.
Clearly, it's Blister. Because
Oh,
he can't get
Blister!
Blitzen's name right. And he says Blister a number of times. And Blister, that's what a young boy wants to hear and see and play with and pop. Blisters. Yeah. Yucky.
Oh,
Cute.
no. No. Bad Pete.
Blisters
The
are
whole-
cool. They're rites of
whole
passage.
episode.
That's you
The
get
whole
blisters. You get blisters on the monkey bars, and they just rip your hand open, and you don't bleed, but you seep.
Ew.
See.
Why do you make it worse?
You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Anna,
Yeah.
what's your favorite reindeer? Jesus, save us.
I'm gonna take y'all's route and go with Fred from the Grinch, the new
Oh,
Grinch.
Fred, yeah.
He's my
Who's
favorite.
Fred?
Have
Is
you
he
seen
the
the new?
dog?
Huh?
Is he the dog with the antlers? Isn't that
No,
a
that's
thing?
Max.
That's Max. No, so have you seen the new Grinch with Benedict Cumberbatch? He voices the
What?
Grinch.
No.
It is so
Oh.
freaking cute, you guys. It's
That's
honestly
awesome.
like the obviously How the Grinch Stole Christmas is like OG Christmas material, but this came out not too long ago, and when Marley, it was like right when she was little, so she's grown up with it. We put it on every year. It is so cute. It's got voices from like Kenan Thompson. He voices one of the Who people. But it is so much fun, and he does have Max, but he also meets a reindeer named Fred, who's huge. He's a big old reindeer, and he tries to sleep with him in the bed with Max, and they're just squishing up next to him. So yeah, he's my favorite reindeer.
Okay. I haven't watched that one. I'll have to watch that.
So, yeah,
Oh, y'all would love it. It's so much fun.
Scott Mosier directed it, who was like Kevin Smith's longtime producer.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And Tyler, the creator, did the like theme song for it.
What?
Mm-hmm. It's so cute. It's so
That's the
fun.
guy
I'll
that-
watch it.
That Key and P make fun of? Tyler, the creator?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. I kind of know who that is. We watch the Jim Carrey one all the time, and I swear I still watch it shocked at the amount of adult content in that movie.
Oh yeah, no
I haven't
doubt.
seen that in forever.
Like, I even read that Ron Howard regrets putting that much like innuendos and the Who's have a key party. Kids, don't ask your parents about that.
Key party? Are you
Yeah, no, like I'm not joking.
What?
Even
I haven't
the first
seen
time
it.
I watched it, I went, "What are they doing?" And I had to figure out what the heck a key party was.
Mm.
Oh,
No,
those
no.
wacky Who's.
Hey, Anna, I just got the Grinch from the library. It's coming next week.
Yay! Y'all,
Really?
yeah, watch it. It's so much fun.
Why do you have to fuel the cult, Pete? Just all you're doing is empowering the cult.
I
okay?
am.
Just,
Power to the library.
You know, that's the same as pirating.
What?
No.
What? Excuse me. What?
You didn't pay for it.
He will
and
not take
someone's
further
giving
questions.
it to you. Yeah. And then the library only paid for one.
He has a card that says,
Yeah. And they make money off that. So it's pirating with money even. That's even worse. The library's evil, kids. Don't go to the library. If you have unreturned library books, just keep them. They can afford it. It's totally fine. All right. Let's rate this bad boy. I don't even feel right playing a rating music, but
Up on a housetop, reindeers.
Yeah.
Ow! Ow! Ow!
"Those poor reindeer.
Reindeer.
He's shooting the reindeer."
not Chuck and Bobby. Not Chuck and Bobby.
Were those
It wasn't me.
gunfires or were they deer patties falling from the ceiling?
It was deer patties
Oh,
falling
okay,
from the
okay.
ceiling. I'll give you that one. This is so off the sleigh bells. All right. We're rating this bad boy. Pete, what are you rating Ernest Saves Christmas?
This is a lot of fun. It's for a kid, It's an 8 for a kid. Go watch this. As an adult, it's also worth your time. 7.5 as an adult. It's wonderful. Just go watch it and make sure you don't watch it with adult eyes. It's a bad movie. The script is bad. The acting is hilarious. Just watch it. It's great fun.
Totally. Anna, what about you?
I'm right there. I think it's a 7 out of 10. I think there's a lot of charm to this. I think it's fun. This is something I'll revisit and watch again. I did have a blast with it. We did mention at the beginning, I love when we first get introduced to Santa and he's at the airport and him and the businessman it's kind of the parallels, how their lives are kind of the same but different. And I love when he's like, that's how I feel every time they send me to Pittsburgh. That's just like more of that adult humor kind of thrown in there. But I really liked that scene. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I enjoyed it.
So did Marley get a chance to watch this with you?
No, She watched Scared Stupid at Halloween, but yeah, she wasn't interested in that right now.
Definitely. Do you think this is one she would enjoy?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I think so. If she took the time to sit down and watch it.
I know, getting kids to actually sit down. Like when I say these movies are on in my house, there's also iPads and laptops. If Liam could figure out the picture-in-picture, there would be a video game and the movie playing at the same time.
Don't worry, Liam. None of us ever figured out the picture-in-picture.
No one
it's real easy. You hook up your console to a smaller TV and put a movie on a second TV, and that's how
that. I remember trying to get Vigilante 8 to work on a little 5-inch black and white TV. At a friend's place. Did not really work.
No. We used to have LAN parties with the old Xbox.
Oh yeah.
God, I miss the LAN party days so
Halo
much.
LAN parties, man. Those were fantastic.
The amount of Doritos, pizza, and Mountain Dew.
Oh God, how are we not dead now?
How do you figure out the picnic table ratio to Xbox and CRTs?
Right? Yeah. Or where you place it so there's no screen peeking.
Exactly.
And then how hot it would get in that room because those CRTs pump out the heat.
Well, it's CRTs, Xboxes, and smelly
teenage boys.
Dorito and Mountain Dew farts.
Unwashed, smelly Mountain Dew farts. Yeah.
Just a zip-filled room.
Okay.
To be popped.
Nate, what are you rating this movie tonight there, Mr. Grinch?
It's a 5. It's a movie.
Oh, get out of here.
I'm not a big Christmas movie guy. There's parts that I could be critical about it, but it's still Ernest. That's why a 5 is a movie you can watch or not watch.
Disrespectful, sir.
I felt like I was being nice to Ernest by not giving below the 5 threshold, because I was like, below the 5 is being mean.
I would bury you again if you gave me
below
a 5. Right now, I'm just kind of contemplating
5. That's just a really good spot to be at, where it's hey,
you are such a Grinch.
I know it's a
Charlie.
problem.
How about you, baby?
You are the heat miser here, sir. No one likes the heat miser.
I don't even know who that is.
That's just I'm just going to continue.
That just proves our point even more.
Yeah, that's just Oh God!
I don't even put up a tree.
Charlie, go. Charlie, go.
Put up a tree.
I don't want to hear
That
from
makes me sad.
I don't have room for this guy.
You have
You're
2 90-pound dogs with tails that are helicopters.
You're gonna do a basement tree. You don't have a beer tree.
You can do a tree right behind you.
Yeah,
sir.
Let's get in the way of the kegerator.
You put it on the kegerator.
Thank you. Just a
How do I
little
get
one.
the tap if it's on top of it?
Because you stick the mug
Charlie,
in the tree,
what's your rating?
and Christmas beer comes out, sir. It's a miracle.
The sap is a beer.
See?
Sweet, delicious Canadian fruit.
So good. This movie is a 9. It's a 9.
Whoa! Pew pew.
This is like one of the best Ernest movies out there, and I love all of them. But he saves Christmas. Kids, cover your ears. He saves Christmas. Damn it!
Yeah. That intro was very nice too. Very nice and charming.
Oh yeah, the whole classic, almost Norman Rockwell kind of.
Norman Rockwell, yeah.
I there is nothing I would change. There is nothing I don't love about this movie. if anything, it just Ernest is equal in the scenes as much as Santa and Joe and all that. It's not completely on Ernest like it is in all the other movies he's done. But I don't mind that. I think the story works well enough that it works, and Ernest is there to push it along. I got more Chuck and Bobby in this. I got the jokes land with me. Air brakes will forever be the greatest Ernest joke.
It's pretty good.
Because it's the Ernest way of doing it where he just turns and he's like, I freaking love that. Oh, I don't know. Yeah, it's a 9. Hands down. Done. Triple stamp, double stamp. It is one of my Christmas favorites. So, Nate, did you even bother to get a trash review for this movie? Or are we just going to go with yours?
Did you write it?
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Okay,
I'm
here
the
we go.
trash man. I come out, I throw trash all over the ring, and then I start eating garbage. And then I pick up the trash can and I smash the guy on the head.
Oh, that's going to be a disaster.
Real quick, Nate, before you start, I do want to compliment the movie for not making him a janitor or a trash man.
He was a cab driver. He played taxi driver.
He was just a cabbie.
He was the original taxi driver.
But they didn't put him in that lower level job. You know,
he was playing Crazy Taxi in real life, though.
He was, dude.
You know, you want to get to the airport?
Sparkler out of the front of the cab when he jumps up in the air, and you could tell it was literally a tube shooting sparklers out. Yeah. Excellent. But go ahead with your trash opinions.
What's the guy on the baggage claim?
The guy's frozen stiff. Yes,
he's terrified, frozen stiff, terrified. They put him on the baggage claim. Conveyor belt.
He rips his suitcase, just throws it at him.
Ain't gonna miss that flight, buddy. We got you. We're gonna get you on that plane. Don't even worry about it.
You're gonna miss your plane.
He falls out of the car. What are you doing out here? We gotta get to the airport.
Oh.
Okay, Nate, go for it.
Sorry. This comes from Count Grishnock back in 2021. He gave this a 1 out of 10 and said, "What? Impossible to understand what's going on from the very start. What the heck is this movie? Exclusively features close-up of shots of characters' faces and random cuts to incoherent slapstick. Why is Ernest wet all the time?
It's Orlando. It's hot.
No crap. It's hot.
It was just the perfect, like, if a person's never seen Ernest and was frozen and then they got dug up in the backyard of Pauly Shore and Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Ernest movie.
You show them immediately the very first thing they ever get to see is an Ernest movie.
Then that's the review you get.
Fair, okay.
You just need context.
Maybe I don't hate the guy as much now.
No, he's just an Encino
This
man.
guy didn't grow up with Ernest.
I didn't know it was Link. I just sorry, I didn't know that's who that was. Gazongas.
Clearly, that's an action movie.
If that's an action movie, that means I get to do Airheads eventually too.
That
sir.
works for me because
It's
it's got a
okay.
machine gun.
Got machine
Brendan
guns.
Fraser's abs are lethal weapons.
They
Encino Man.
are. They totally are. All right. Well, that is our one and only Christmas episode this year. Ernest Scared Stupid. I enjoyed the heck out of this. I loved it. Other than Nate, I'm glad everybody else had a good time with it.
Other than Nate.
Freaking
Thank you,
Scrooge.
everyone, for coming.
It'll be, pro Ernest.
The amount of laughs he just did on that last little bit we did, Pete, should have got a 0.5 at
I think so.
That
whole
Nate was
opening
laughing pretty good with that
is
guy.
astounding.
It's just so funny.
Yeah.
So funny. All right. Nate, why don't you tell everybody the amazing intellectual horror movie that you have chosen to cover?
I didn't sign
week.
up for an intellectual horror movie next week, damn it.
Well, I figured the last horror movie of the year needs to take us to the future so far into the future that one Jason Voorhees finds himself there as well. We're doing Jason X next week.
You're darn right we are.
Once
it is
again,
cold in space.
any reputable series always goes to space.
Oh, Leprechaun, Critters, Jason.
Ernest should have went to space.
Ernest should have went to space.
Missed opportunity.
Basically what Rocket Man is, though.
I was just thinking it's pretty much what
That is an
Rocket
Ernest
Man-
script.
You know it was like a rejected Ernest script.
Yeah.
When he farts in that spacesuit.
What movie is this? What are you talking about?
Rocket Man.
The whole
That's the Elton John movie.
world
What are you talking about?
in his hands. He's got the whole wide world in his hands.
Oh, guess I'm watching Rocket Man after Violent Night tonight. Yeah, so we're doing Jason X. It's going to be a lot of fun. I adore this movie. I like the insane Jason movies way more than I do the first few. So this is right up my alley. And Anna, you're joining us again for that one, correct?
Correct. I will be here.
So you get,
With
she
bells on.
returns as Scream Queen for that one.
With tassels on?
With tassels.
Tassels.
Oh.
I'm never 100% sure about where Pete's going with things, and I just
She said
He
bells.
stopped. He stopped.
She said bells, and I was hoping for tassels.
Good news. The Rocket Man DVD is only $8 compared to the Rocket Man Blu-ray, which is $50. There appears to be a Rocket Man shortage.
yeah. It's another one of those that probably didn't sell too well,
Uh-huh.
and only a few got made.
Yep, and
now it's expensive. Now Vinegar Syndrome's going to do a $120 special edition
of Rocket Man, and it's the case. It actually can be pumped up. It uses the old 90s sneaker technology, and it inflates the case.
That I am in.
Oh,
I
I'm in
will
too.
Buy that if you give me Nike.
I don't want to pay second-rate market
Reebok
prices
pump,
on
you
that.
goof.
They all
Is it
had
not?
pumps.
Yeah.
All of them.
No, Nike was air. Reebok was the pump.
Dude, I had knockoff versions of all those. Everything had a pump. Okay, I had the Walmart.
Yeah,
pump.
Grew up
they
in West
pumped
by God,
and they
Virginia.
lit up, and then when
Yeah.
every time you step,
Excuse
they
me,
lit up.
Western by God, Virginia.
And just whenever you get ready to fight the bad guys, you're like, time out, bad guys. I am running out of air. Time in. Everyone that's never seen Men in Tights won't get that joke. I don't
Yeah.
care. It's the greatest comedy ever made.
It's up there.
It's way up there. And yes, I think let's see. Let me see when this comes out. Nope, the poll will be done, but I'm sure everyone saw our poll for what our final episode of the year, where we are fighting it out for 3 picks. We won't announce it till next week, because even right now we don't know who won. We just started it. But it's Beekeeper and the Ministry of Ungentlemanly Warfare and Deadpool and Wolverine are the 3 picks that
No
everyone had to choose
matter
from.
who wins, we all win.
There's no loser.
There's
in
no
this
wrong
whatsoever.
answer here.
Really, it's just about pride of each of us picked one, and now it's just trying to outdo the other one.
And that's really all we ever try to do on this show
That's-
anyway, is
That's it.
complete ego. Just flying
Gotta-
around.
Gotta stroke that ego, man. That's
Yeah.
all there is to it. Why else do this?
Sometimes you need
But-
2 hands.
That's what
Kid
she
friendly. Pete, he went there. He
2
did.
hands
Kid-
for typing, right? Yeah.
type to certain websites.
All right.
Like the probably that first guy went, I wonder if you could do this, but with YouTube.
We're
Hey,
done.
that's a guy with $1 million idea. Actually, I think it might be billions. I don't know how much this
Yeah,
is
now
worth,
it is,
but
yeah, for sure.
he had a really good idea.
He's spraying y'all with the hose.
Okay. So this,
Know what I mean, Vern?
do you guys think that maybe we could get Ed Marino on the show? Explaining that there was a big misunderstanding on who we thought we were going to get.
You know what? If you find any Ed Marino to come on the show, he is more than welcome.
Okay, here we go.
I'm gonna. I bet Ben Foster knows somebody.
I'm gonna Anna this for Ed Marino.
Yeah, Anna, Google Ed Marino and see if that's
No,
someone.
Anna Ed Marino.
Yeah, Anna has to Anna Ed Marino, but like not in that Anna way.
I have no idea. Where
There is an Ed Gonzalez Marino, who's an actor from Connecticut.
Yeah, that might be our guy.
Does Steve know
He
him?
was on Chicago. He's a TV actor. It looks like Chicago PD, Blue Bloods.
He's in. That's all he needed was
He's
the
in.
name.
Hey, call him.
I'll make a few calls, see what I can do.
Reach out. Have his people contact our people. We're big fans.
Noted.
Of Ed Marino. Yeah. I wonder if he's kin to Dan.